Hi there, 738. Adam Kinzinger, AK-16 we call him, represents the 16th Congressional District, Air Force veteran, and a returning and regular guest to WLS. And he joins us on this interesting Tuesday morning. Congressman, good morning. I want to get to North Korea and the budget, but first, your thoughts on the bombshell from the Washington Post yesterday that Donald Trump may have corrupted, I'm using that term quite loosely, some of our intelligence operations with some code word intelligence to the two surges. Your thoughts?
Well, look, I think, let's first off put it up front. There's nothing illegal about the president doing it because the president has a right to declassify anything. As president, that's his authority. That said, if in fact what we're finding out is true, and the president in a tweet this morning basically said, I did it, it's my right, but, whatever, and really didn't refute the story, that is highly irregular and highly problematic. If, in fact, there is an ally, and I don't know this from any of my sources, but if, in fact, there was an ally that gave us information, basically trusted us with this information, and then willy-nilly in the Oval Office this was revealed to the Russians, which we didn't even know he was having a meeting with, that is highly problematic. And so, I would just ask everybody, my Republican colleagues especially, how would we react as we're getting more information about this had this been President Obama or Hillary Clinton? And let's be consistent with our president, whoever it is.
Congressman Adam Kinzinger is here. How concerned are you about the recent missile launch from North Korea? Higher than previous missiles, a little further. And I would imagine the Russians ought to be concerned because it landed, if not in their sphere of influence, certainly very, very close.
Well, they ought to be very concerned. And, look, just because we have a pretty doggone bad relationship with Russia doesn't mean we can't engage with them on certain areas. And, pushing back China and pushing back North Korea, especially in the near term, North Korea, I think is an area we can do that. North Korea right now is exactly where we had an entire Iran deal to prevent Iran from getting to. So North Korea has what we fear someday Iran will get. They have nuclear weapons. They have missile technology. They don't have intercontinental ballistic missile technology yet, which is the significant thing to hit the United States, but they're working on it. And just like with our rocket program in the 60s and our nuclear program, they go through failures, but every failure they go through, they learn something new. I'm extremely concerned. And, look, the next to the worst thing would be a preemptive strike on North Korea. But the very worst thing would be North Korea with a nuclear weapon that they can deliver to the United States.
Adam Kinzinger, don't we need, based on the current treaty, which has held for 70 years since the end of World War II, we need South Korea's permission to take anything other than unilateral action?
I think you're accurate. I mean, there's a question about South Korea right now with a new government, a very leftist government. That wants to engage North Korea. They think diplomatically. Look, I'm not opposed to, for instance, one-on-one talks with Korea or six-party talks or something like that. They have never worked in the past, but they cannot happen without there being significant pressure to drive North Korea to the table. And I think that's how you can actually get concessions. Frankly, short of that, just giving Kim Jong-un his time in the spotlight, I think, would be very unhelpful.
Congressman Adam Kinzinger joining us. Are you guys ever going to get to the budget? I realize that we become distracted, and this is, I think this is one of the president's problems, actually. But, I mean, if you don't manage your own message, other people manage it for you. What is Paul Ryan doing this week as far as budget?
Well, look, so we've already passed one budget. That was considered reconciliation, which included the health care bill.